So I'm going to show you quickly how to use Minitab web version to run a hypothesis test. So I will go ahead and share my screen so you can see that web version of Minitab here. Okay, so what I did was I kept the garage data in the file and from a previous example, and I also added a sample. I believe there was 11 students that were just walking by, and I asked, do you live on campus? And these were the responses, 12 students, okay? And those were the responses, yes or no, if they just live on campus, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look at a hypothesis test. Now, I want you to know when you're running a hypothesis test, use the same feature in Minitab as you did for a confidence interval. It's just we have to check the box and we might have to change a few options, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. So under stat basic one sample T, that's where I'm going to go for my hypothesis test for my numerical data. So I will go ahead and click on that. I'm going to use the garage A data like I did for the confidence intervals. So I just selected that my data is in a column. I've selected which column it has, the one I'm interested in. Then today I'm going to select perform hypothesis test. Okay. Now, once I click that, you'll see the hypothesized mean. Now, this is my null, so I have to enter that value in. So my hypothesized mean is, I want to know, is the average price for garage A greater than a certain number? So I'm going to say, is it greater than $650? Okay. So based on that sample. Now, again, I'm going to choose options like I did for confidence intervals. My confidence level does not matter. This doesn't impact my alpha. Remember, alpha is nothing I'm putting into Minitab. Alpha is something I'm going to compare at the end of my test. So I don't have to do anything here, but my alternative hypothesis has to match my HA in my write-up. And I want to know if it's greater than. So I'm going to change this to a greater than. So it means, is my average greater than the hypothesized mean of 650? So right there, okay. I'm going to click OK twice. Now we're going to get output that looks very similar to the confidence intervals, except for I'm only getting one bound, which is because I changed my alternative to a less than or greater than. I'm going to keep scrolling. This is the perfect chance for me to double check that my null and alternative match what I have in my write-up. And right here, I have my t-test statistic of 2.59 and my p-value given to me of 0.015. So I actually get both values in this one feature in Minitab. So now I can go ahead to my conclusion step and tell if the overall prices from garage A are going to be greater than 650 or not based on this sample. Okay. Now let's go ahead and do the same thing, but for my categorical version, which is where I ask the students, 12 students, if they live on campus or not, real quick. So I'm going to use the same feature again as I did for confidence intervals, but now for categorical data. So I will go to stat, basic, and one proportion. So remember, it's one sample T for numerical, one proportion for categorical. So go to one proportion here. Now, I'm actually going to select that I have a sample in a column because I do here, this on-campus column 4. The event I'm studying is the yes, so it's great. I could select that. If I wanted to select the no, if that was my interest, I could change that, but I'm going to select yes. Again, select perform hypothesized test. So I want to know, based on the sample, can I say that the proportion of students who live on campus is different than 50%? So I'm going to say hypothesized proportion is 0.5 because it's 50%. Now a different than would mean a not equal. So just pay attention to the wording in your problem if you're looking for a less than, greater than, or a not equal. So here, again, my confidence level is not going to impact my hypothesis test, if I could say it. So I'm going to just ignore that and just leave it as is. My alternative, I want to match. So I want it to be a not equals this time. Again, I want to make sure my method says normal approximation. So make sure we change that if it's not already changed. All right, so I'm going to click OK. So here, we can see all the information. This is great. I love to just look through that and double check to make sure I have everything the way I really want it to be. Okay. So we could see out of 12 individuals, 8 responded with a yes, right? That's what that's meaning. So my sample P, my P hat is 0.667. Okay, so I'm going to go down here and look. So I'm going to double check my null and alternative. My z-test statistic is 1.15 and my p-value is 0.248. Okay. Again, you can do both of these features with summarized data. I just wanted to show you with the raw data. All right, great.